Alrighty, everybody, we are in. Sorry for that delay. And as I come in, I see somebody getting sniped off spawn. And it is our no mither player, just across map getting absolutely destroyed. So, gonna be having a really early down here. And, that is gonna be a really nice start for Klaim to start us off. Now, Petroleum at the moment is one of the best teams in North America, so I'm certain that they do have some skills, some tricks in their back pocket to help them out here. I don't think that that early down is super damning, but we are going to have to see how they deal with it as the match goes on. Does go over here to Haunt, but not going to be able to get it down. Oh, and insanely close. Them sniping Momo, but does just go for the M1. And for now, I'm just gonna camp this out. And yeah, just holding the chainsaw on this mid-map, threatening these generators. But camp will just be coming through. Jay will just hit the second stage on hook here, and we'll be that much closer to dying and putting this game into a 3v1. Gonna go ahead, chainsaw over to where they last knew the survivor to be. Ruin buying our killer a little bit of time. We still don't have a generator popped yet. Survivor kind of... Ooh, almost getting caught out there, but... the down is not going to come through. Gonna try and go for a curve here. But no, actually just going to leave as soon as that unhook comes through. They did see Julian running around the main building, but... only now going to be going to cut them off. Does get their overdrive up. And accidentally bumps. That is crowd control and Ruin out of the game. Injured Nia here. Now going to be taking chase onto this LT. Gonna go for the kick on this generator just to dry regress it while he chases the Ace. Excuse me, not the Ace. The, what is this character's name? Ash. Gonna chase the Ash over here. And we'll be making this pallet, so doing a good job staying alive here. And with that break, he might make it back to the main building as well. But actually does read our killer, and now playing the outside of this, but we might have, the no mither player usually is got a DS or a DH stacked on them, and yep, as I say that, the dead hard comes through. So that will, oh, that was insanely close by Hunt, but I felt that one, not quite able to aim the flashlight. I get it, I've been there. And you see these white totems across the map, you do know that having that Ruin and that crowd control cleanse will mean that Penti is now available. Exotic maybe a little bit unaware of where our killer was. And our killer also not really playing for the chainsaw when he maybe could have. Now gonna go over to this pallet. And does body block him out of dropping the pallet. Exotic now going to be dead on top of a Pentimento totem. Yeah, that is pretty rough for our survivors here. I mean, Billy is a strong killer. You do kind of expect to see a certain level of, you know, like a certain amount of high stages. Definitely looking at usually 4K territory on this killer. Especially when something like Pentimento is allowed. It is kind of ridiculous. Ooh, and does find the, I forget her name. Does find Haunt, stealthing for the save, so Nia now going to have to cross. If they want to get this pull. No filler here. There might be one here. But no, that is going to be the down. And if our killer does find Momo right now, that would be the 4K3, but as I say that, they do get that pull coming in across the map. So, gonna head down to the bottom, just gonna leave Haunt slugged out. And here's Nia running around the tile. Trying to play for Trying to play for their teammate, but gonna use that live there. Going ahead and greeting this. But it's a very dangerous game to play, since Billy can just curve this. Although, messing it up just the teensiest bit. Penty's still in play. So, even if this chase does go on for a little while, he does still have plenty of stuff to slow this game down. But the curve does come through, and that will be another hook stage for our killer here. 5 hook stages in, Penty's still up. I think the survivors do have a lot of generator progress across the map. But it's more a question of if they're going to be able to capitalize on it, before our killer can kind of slug them out, get hooks on everybody, etc., etc. I'm just searching from the mid-map, seeing if they can catch a survivor crossing for the bull. Doesn't see anybody. Gonna go check the main building generator, which at the moment is pretty much the safest generator to work. Does find some progress here, but no survivor in sight. And they do find this Jake on the left-hand side of the main building. Gonna be playing the LT wall now. Does a good job reading that. Does go inside the tile, so Jake gonna be buying our survivors a little bit longer over here on this LT. And is Penty gone, but another one's still available. Jake getting zoned away from the LT, but I think he read that just well enough. Oh, and fakes the window. Really nice job. Buying so much time, in fact, that our killer is going to drop this entirely. They know that they really want this 4K at really high generators. 4K3, 4K2. I mean, on Billy, like I said, you kind of expect to get 4K'd, so the more generators that you can 4K on, the better that is for your team. Finds Momo here. Oh my god, incredible work there from our killer. They are going to be getting that down, so nice curve on the main building. Momo was just not expecting that, so... Now going to go inside the main building and apply a little bit of pressure to this generator through a dry kick. They do pop another gen across the map. Last he checked, this generator over here was not progressed, though somebody could be on it now, and it does not look like this is the case. So we have 4 generators on this, basically straight down the middle, and then on the right side, and Penty still is available. So them dying on the left-hand side of the map doesn't necessarily do anything for him, because he can just go apply Penty at that point. Finds the Jake. Is trying to work this generator, give the survivors the space to maybe get this pull. They see scratch marks on the main building, so you know that somebody is nearby trying to go for this pull. Now Aaron just gonna chainsaw over here. They will get it. The pull without having to trade. And just gonna take this hook. The survivor is the fresh hook, so gonna be able to just head back to this generator over here, knowing that they've secured a couple more points, and gonna go for the kick instead of going straight for the Jake. Not able to get that curve quite. Trying to get the nice curve on the rock on the Jake, but not able to find it. And I think just gonna leave this. The survivors are probably beyond the point of healing. So you can kind of just expect them to be working generators here. And he's gonna try it again. But this time, I think our survivors are a little bit more aware. And this door is broken as well, so they can always just opt to go inside the main building to play it safe. Does a nice job zoning the survivor. Now with the down. Momo also does get reset across the map. That could have been a medkit heal, or that could have been our Jake giving her the reset. But otherwise, we do have one healthy survivor now to go for pulls. The survivor is on their second stage. So I believe Jake and... No, I know this survivor is death hook. One more survivor is death hook. And then there's a survivor who's only been hooked once. So getting a survivor out of the game right now would really help our killer to secure the 4K2 here. But this generator does have a lot of progress, so he kind of needs to watch it pretty closely, just to make sure that it doesn't pop. And it does look like our killer wants to walk over here, knowing that that generator is getting kind of close, wants to put the Penti up and force them to rotate for it. Or otherwise, they're just going to have to go and work through the Penti, which is always really difficult. Now, they do kind of have a nice, like, because of how big this map is, it's not the end of the world, because their generators are its main, and then this generator on 5. Technically, you know, a misplay or two from the killer could result in all 5 generators popping, and likewise, survivors making a mistake here could result in no more generators popping, and a 4K2 happening. But man, these generators are so progressed, despite the Penti, despite the ruin, despite the downs. Our killer put a lot of pressure onto these generators, but it has just not been enough. Momo now taking the chase. But he does spot the survivor out who has used their pain res. This is a death hook survivor, so if they pick this, definitely will be securing a 4K here. But that Jake, I never cleansed that Penti, so my guess is that he is just kind of cranking away on this generator on 5, and it's all going to be about whether or not our killer stops this or not, and it looks like they are able to stop it. And they're going to go for the dry kick. Yeah, Penti, put it down, perfect time. Does buy them a lot of time here. So we could definitely be seeing a 4K2. Like I said, they have a lot of gen progress, but I mean, Penti's still up. It's just going to be whether or not they can play their distances properly and, you know, deny it down for as long as possible. Jake now in chase. And, yeah, he does not have anything really to work with, just has that window, and is not going to be able to make it. So that will be Jake going down on the ground and going to head back into the main building to find our Nia. So it is important that our killer does not lose the Jake to bleed out. But this hit does come through on Nia, so if he gets this chase fast enough, it should be easy for him to relocate the Jake on the ground. And he does have a lot of time. Momo taking chase over here to this seawall pallet, going to go for the drop. And gets the break on it. And yeah, that is just going to be the down coming through on a Momo. So, going to definitely be seeing a 4K2 here. I don't think either of these survivors are unbreakable. They could be. I don't think unbreakable's allowed, actually. So I'm just spewing at this point, because that perk I don't think is even allowed. But yeah, we will be seeing Jake getting found, and we just downed the thing. So definitely gonna be a 4K2. So starting our side off nicely. Klaim is setting their serves up very nicely to kind of have a simple win con. It is Billy. Billy can go really wrong really fast, but I think this is Gas 7, and there are so many safe generators. You can have really insane gen spreads, but usually you do have the opportunity to pop at least 4 generators. Gas 7 is a little bit weaker for Billy in that sense, so I definitely think it is possible, but the nature of Billy, he's so strong, anything can really happen. So we'll be back shortly with Petroleum on Killer and see if they can win this with the 4K2.
Back in the back, that's on tap, cool, ready to go and jump in. Stop, come on. Right side, this stop me. Cock, then I turn, stone, I'm good. Keep the sound, I'm good. Then I get to shit. That ain't got no. Cup, straight, cup, see. Still from my dick. Cup, straight, cup, see. Back in the back, that's on tap, cool, ready to go and jump in.
Alrighty guys, welcome back in. We are in on match number 2. Going to be having Momo playing Billy for Team Petroleum. Gonna have a 4K3 win condition here. Now, the most important thing in all this is the overall points, so even if he doesn't win the set, you know, getting a 4K... Oh, jeez. Okay, well, we're up pretty much off to a very similar start here. I was gonna say, even if he were to 4K1, which would be like a lost set, the main thing is overall points, so as long as he only loses by, you know, you only lose by 2 points here, that's something you can easily make up in the next set, so, definitely, not the end of the world, having such a difficult win con, but for now, does have a really good start, and I think this Jake probably gonna go down here. No, actually does do a little bit of juking, and will avoid that chainsaw there. Crowd control being revealed. Not gonna commit to him. Gonna go and head back to the hook and see if he can get this tunnel out going. But these survivors are gone completely. Nobody to be found here. Checking the edge map, seeing if they can find somebody trying to hide, but nothing found yet. Finds the Nia, I believe this is, working this generator. And she is going to use her balance landing. Go ahead and go to check. But our killer is pretty much disinterested. Just going to walk away. And Jake still working this generator over here. This window is blocked, so he's going to have to play the pallet. Which he will make, but he's going to have to win a 50-50 or two. Oh, trying to greet it. And try to jiggy away to the main building, but not able to make it, so... Finds a survivor here, working this main building generator. There is blood here, so we do know that this is the Ada, since no other survivors do not leave blood on the ground. And yeah, going to just go in for the Ada right now. This is the person who has already been helped once. He is going to pre-drop that pallet. Overdrive kicking into gear here. But just going to go for the break. And unless there is a dead hard in play, I think this is the down. Jake back up off the ground. And we still do not have a generator pulp. There is a survivor we have not seen yet. It is the Jonah. You would think that, there should be a generator across the map that is pretty far along. Oh. Nia not trusting that she would make the pallet. I'm pretty certain she would have made that. But did not want to mess around with the thing, so does go ahead and BL into the basement. But just gonna get slugged out by Momo here. And this is looking really scary. This survivor is probably gonna be going down here to the ping. We do see one generator pop across the map. We see Ada trying to go for the pickup here. Oh my goodness, that was so close. She's gonna have to drop the shed pallet. And how well these survivors do is gonna be completely dependent on this chase, I think. Gonna wrap all the way around Shaq. The overdrive does kick in. But she is not going to make this pallet. And so for her sake, I hope she has a decisive strike in play. No, that is going to be the death onto our Ada. 4 generators remaining. Nia getting picked up. But Ruin is just deleting these gens right now. Yeah, this is kind of exactly what I was talking about last game. Just Billy, man. I mean, you can just always pressure survivors across the map. I mean, he gets the down and he doesn't even need to camp it. He just, he can just fly across the map and go ahead and get it down onto any survivor that he wants. Get some resources out of the game, and whenever that unhook comes through, he can just fly right on back, so, yeah, he's played it really well. Now, obviously, that doesn't mean the game is over quite yet, but with Ruin in play in a 3v1, it is hard. There is a lot of gen pressure, but it is just not enough, and Jake not taking his distance to the main building, instead trying to play this window, but he takes the mind game, and so he's gonna have to force this locker, and Momo just going to take this hook as well. And yeah, I would expect to see probably a 4K4 here. Ruin is still eating away at these generators, and at this point, the survivors aren't able to just, you know, sit on gens. The downs are coming through so fast that it's mostly just survivors spending a lot of time rotating, and rotating for these pulls. And these pickups, Nia gonna get slugged. Who's chasing now? In on the Jonah! Oh, hell no. That is crazy. Yeah, well, unfortunately did greed that pallet just the tiniest bit. Gets a stun, but at what cost? That is Jonah going down. Gonna be taking another hook stage. And Jake is kind of just a million miles away from the Nia, so... Now let's find the Jake. Now, if the Jake can last long enough for the bleed out to happen... Oh, never mind. I would say, if he can last long enough for the bleed out to happen, that would be a huge loss of points for Klaim, or excuse me, for Petroleum. But does try and go for that save, and is not able to make it, so that is going to be the death on the Jonah. Jake being put on that hook. And then Nia does get found, so gonna be a 4K4, so what was that we were saying about maybe not winning the set, but winning overall points? No, Momo just wins the whole set overall, so really, really well played. 4K4 coming out here to the 4K2, so Petroleum up by, I want to say gens are worth 2 points, so Petroleum up by 4 points right now. You know, a 4K4 to a 4K2 is a big result difference, but in terms of points, definitely still something manageable for Klaim. This was, however, their set. They did pick the Billy, and they did give Momo an Oni set. So, yeah, you know how that goes. Momo pretty much just dominates Oni. Lots and lots of 4Ks, especially in this setup where he is going to be playing cross ping. I think it's going to be really... really scary, but I know I've seen Klaim play Oni before. They have a pretty okay Oni, so I think that it will definitely be a close matchup, so we will see what happens here very shortly. Alright, everybody, back in on the Oni set 2, and gonna be, go figure, Momo on the Oni, and yeah, I mean, bringing pretty much, well, I forgot I have a Berk blocker now, but normally I would say, yeah, this is pretty much the standard build, standard add-ons. I mean, Momo playing it very safe, and playing it how he always does. You do get some crazy shit a lot in this league, but no real need to bring it. So, gonna be looking for that first tag. Does see some people around the main building, but gonna ignore them. Instead, going to opt to take a quick look around the right side. Or it should be left side of main building. I don't know my lefts and rights. Oh, and I think our Jake lagged out there, so we're gonna be getting a nice free tag. And yeah, I mean, that early tag is enough to basically immediately put Momo in the game. I mean, the biggest thing against Oni, like you can juke his power, you can, you know, try to have the, you know, all the gen spread that you want, but man, getting his power that early is so devastating, especially cross ping. It is hard. I was just having the conversation with somebody earlier that same ping Oni is like so much fun, and then cross ping Oni is like a nightmare. And it's because you see this happen, where maybe you have super bad volt delay, and then you get hit through a window or whatever. So, trying to find the survivor who went over here on Shack, and not finding anybody quite yet. Jake has already been healed, so that is good news for our survivors. That does kind of dwindle the blood economy here a little bit, and once he uses this power, as long as he only gets one person down, we will be looking at no more power being available. It does find the Jonah. Gonna get the drop here. Gonna just immediately break it. Ooh, and trying to juke a little bit. Oh. Oh, and actually, Moa kind of making a mistake, but I'm not certain what that interaction right there was. And it's just going to take this pick for now. This survivor is hooked in the middle of a pretty nice 3-gen for Momo, so the generator does have some progress. It is regressing. Never mind, Pain Res just obliterated it, so. And yeah, I'm kind of wondering where their gen progress is. Obviously, they were just trying to stealth, but you can only stealth for so long when he was just holding his power. And Jonah will be able to take the Ada to this this pallet here. Going to get the drop on it. And choosing to leave that filler to... Oh, never mind. I was going to say to go into nothing, but there is a Jonah there with borrowed time, giving her the hit tank to get up into the top side. Normally you don't see hit tanks against Oni, but when the survivor's already injured and mending, might as well just go crazy. So, oh, and trying to outpath our Oni to the eye tile, but not gonna be able to find their footing there. So that will be another tag coming through. Powerful. 2 survivors injured. Trying to get the Shack generator done so they have this gen spread bottom gone. Does kick the generator. Really fast heal coming through onto our Jonah. And I am really surprised we haven't seen a generator top pop yet. I mean, I know they were stealthing when he had his power, I think, but, I mean, we know that Pain Res hit this bottom gen here, so I'm not certain where all of their gen progress is. Actually, I'm gonna cheat and look, so I'm curious. Okay, they are stacking 1 gen. They will get the first generator popped, and Momo is kind of just sitting here on the bottom side. Just curious about the gen spread here. Do they have a 4-gen bottom? Oh, they do. Wonderful. So, yeah, I mean, Momo's in a pretty safe spot here. Having this 4-gen here. The only way, honestly, a 4-gen against an Oni, having his power like this, having the power so early, I mean, you kind of just have to juke. And juke his whole power, but Momo has the Lion's Fang, which is going to make this virtually impossible. We'll get the down. And I don't think Wicked is allowed here on the, against Oni, so I think this is just the Survivor going basement to try and buy as much time as possible and make sure that he's not hooked on top of these generators. They can kind of push 4 and 8 from here, even though he is on basement. And we're gonna walk up and get some blood around the map. And they're doing a, a good job. They're getting a lot of progress, but the thing about Oni and Eruption is just, like, it goes so well together, because it's so easy when you've gotten this many tags to just constantly have power up. And, I mean, realistically, in power Oni is, I mean, as strong as, a Blight, or Billy even, and, it just makes things really difficult, so those downs, they keep coming in again and again, and, the Survivor is working that generator there, but only not gonna proc his power yet. Another topside generator does pop, that is the 4 gen, so they've done every gen, basically super far away. They still have the top mid generator, but honestly, this gen spread alone could result in a 4K3. I mean, it is just so ugly for the Survivors right now. I mean, that Survivor is dying in basement. They have this really tight 3-gen. A Survivor is going for the pull, but Ace is second stage, and he has nothing to work with. Just going to hit that BT. That Survivor is going to stay in basement. And is the Ace going to be able to last? He does have Lucky Break. Oh, it has the Jungle Gym, but chose to Jiggy the edge map. And yeah, not gonna be able to last very long. I think maybe playing that Jungle Gym might have been the better result. Just to buy a little bit of time. Because you kind of, by running away, you kind of showed him where he was, so, that pain res finally coming through there. Really unfortunate. They have a lot of gen pressure. They have a lot of pressure on this top mid-gen. They have pressure on Check. They have pressure on 8. And it is gonna get, I think, just wiped out by Eruption and pain res here. If they can stealth this out, only Momo did proc his power without having eyes on anybody. And they have a lot of gen progress, so honestly, it might not be a bad idea to see if they can fully stealth this out. Does look around, not finding anybody quite yet. Oh, and the Survivors are greeting to pop these generators. Momo thinks they might be in Shack basement, but actually just hiding here in this locker. And Eruption does proc. Is this a pain res is the question. If this is a pain res, that might be really bad. Sees that Survivor going and stealthing down the map. I'm not certain if they've forgotten that Eruption shows aura. But actually doesn't find them, so I wonder if that was just them baiting. Make Momo think that they would be over here. Maybe buy some time to pop that top mid generator, but I actually have no idea where the Survivor went. Oh, and they actually did outpath him, so that is going to be that unhook coming through here. And Momo does not want this generator topside to pop. He wants to 4K3 this right here, right now. Gonna get the kick on this generator. Gonna get this blood off the main building. Definitely won't have enough blood. And looks like it's just gonna head back on the bottom side. It is still not reset yet, so I wouldn't be surprised if they're just cranking away at gens right now to try and pop something, anything. And yeah, this generator, about 50% has been regressed. I think getting close to its amount of regression events. Jake? Oh, and they were stacking it too! Oh no! That is really bad. And I think this is death. Yeah, for our Ada. They really wanted to commit to it, but with Eruption still being up on the generator, that was so risky. Definitely got close. Oh, no, a few times, but yeah, Jonah here as well. And that is going to be a 4K3. Man, that was... Yeah, that went from kind of slow to kind of over in a few seconds. I mean, they definitely had a lot of progress, but yeah, like I said, Eruption on Oni is so good. It just makes it so hard for them to really do anything, so... That will be a 4K3, so considering the fact that, he 4K4'd on Billy, and it was a 4K4 to a 4K2, I think the only way that Klaim can... They can't win it, but I think they can tie it up is a 4K5, so, no, that's like light work, right? So, I think it's pretty manageable. So, and because it's overall points, I mean, it's not even a 4K4, it will have to be a 4K5. So, we'll be able to see if they can do that very shortly, but for now, I'm just gonna try and find this Ada on the ground. Momo has a lot of time just because that survivor is not dead hook. They do have to go through their entire hook stage timer, but obviously, Momo really doesn't want, Ada to bleed out here since that would lose him a ton of points. And checking the edge map, but probably just gonna head down here shortly to go close hatch just in case she's on top of it. And Survivor is just going to hit that second stage and die on hook. Yep. No eye on them yet. Checking basement, but no sign. And only about a minute and a half, maybe even, not even that, left on Lulu's timer. And guys, I didn't make the rules, so like, don't hate on me, but if somebody bleeds out, you lose all your points. Like, that survivor might as well have never been hooked. It's a bit crazy. So, Momo has got to find them, otherwise this could be really bad. Checking the mid-map, does not find the survivor. Leave it. I mean, they could realistically just be anywhere right now. Maybe hoping that this survivor is adrenaline, but they're not. About half the Demon Dash power left. About 30 seconds on Lulu's timer. Still no sight. I think he searched, like, literally the entire map. But if Ada bleeds out here, that does, like, that drastically changes the win con. Momo does run out of power. And, yeah, I'm gonna have to be doing some calculations here because... I believe it's 6-2-1, so that's 9 points lost. That's the equivalent of, like, 5 generators. Oh my god. Oh my god. Never mind. I don't have to do math. Thank you. Holy. That was insanely close. Literally picked her up on the edge of her bleed out timer. That is so unfortunate for Klaim here, but that is a good pickup for Momo, so... Going to have a nice, easy win con of popping 1 generator. Seems like a pretty good day for Petroleum here. So, we'll be back shortly. Gonna have Klaim playing Oni, see how their Oni pits up against Momo's, and see how the serves of Petroleum handle this win. So, we'll be back shortly.
strange girl. I'd like to shake you around and around. You're such a strange girl. I'd like to turn you all upside down. You're such a strange girl. 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 I'd like to turn you all upside down. You're such a strange girl. The way you look like you do.
Alright guys, sorry about that delay. We're having some roster issues with Petroleum. But they did eventually get their 4 players back in, so going to be having a pretty... Oh, and I got kicked from this... Fuck. Alright, hold on guys, I'll be back. Okay guys, in typical fashion, we have to do it this way, because, DBT is a piece of shit. So, I apologize for this, goofy ass. He also can't even hear shit. It's horrible. I'm gonna turn that all the way up as much as I can, so that hopefully you can hear something that's going on. But I think the survivors of Petroleum are just trolling a little bit. It looks like they are just going for fun. I mean, we saw right before I got kicked out, by this piece of shit game, we did see Haunt just running it down the map into the killer, so... And Exotic going for the stun, gonna be able to make it. And it looks like our killer wants to commit here. But Exotic doing a great job not getting caught out. Trying to go for that flick, but not gonna be able to make it. And there's no Bamboozle in play. Our killer opting instead for Brutal Strength. And Exotic kind of just making that the ping is on his side today. Oh my goodness! Wow, that is 2 Palace Stuns back to back. Just completely free here. And he is gonna make this window as well. So, holding chase for a long time here. Yeah, fully outrunning the pallet, and he's gonna be card pallet as well here, actually, so has a lot of time to work with. And we do see the finesse, but not enough here. That is going to be a tag coming through here. They do pop that first generator, so that is the win for Petroleum. They have popped 2 generators, so yeah, unfortunately for Klaim here, it's just too hard to make up that distance, considering the result that Momo got on the Oni. So We do see those 2 generators pop, just basically tying this up here. And this generator here is also really progressed. Going down on the pallet, but they're gonna slug this out. Let's have a pallet here. Oh, and Momo reading it, getting away with it. Going for some crazy mind games, but Momo, I think, knows this killer all too well. Oh, and actually gets stuck. Yeah, tried to do a little bit of juking, but I think our killer was a bit wisened up to it. So, going to be getting another down, and it will be a pain resonance as well. And I think we do have... I think we only have... It's so hard here. I can barely even hear scream myself. But we do have that generator on 7 that was pretty far progressed. And, oh, I think that's it. I think it's a 4gen at the top. So I don't think anybody... anything on the top side is really too progressed. But, I mean, for our survivors, it really doesn't matter. And we do see everybody just booking it to the main building. I mean, why not? I think one of the survivors cornered up. He thinks they are in a locker, but I think they cornered up and left the main building when he walked in. So, gonna just be collecting blood now. Yeah, everybody is here. Is that 3 survivors? I think that is 3 survivors just running around right now. Going all the way around the main building does mind game Momo here, but unfortunately misses the flick. We see Haunt ready to come in, taking a body block for Momo, you know. But that does actually get the killer off Momo. And instead, now on to Exotic here, who, once again, our killer just missing the flick. Using the FTP to get our survivors up off the ground. He is out of power, but Haunt's still gonna be taking the down here anyways. We do see a reset come out onto Momo across the map. They, like I said, they do have this 4gen here. For our killer to protect. Looks like Momo is going to give another tag. And Ash kind of running around, going for that hook, showing himself entirely. This generator does have some progress here, but not really enough to warrant any fear for our killer here, but finds the ace once again. And does some really nice pathing. The ace has been doing really well this game, having some really good chases, really nice pathing. It's really tripping the killer up a lot, so. Chase in full swing on the Ash, but he is going to be dead here, so that will be another hook stage. I believe another pain res. I think we're 2 hook stages on Haunt, 1 on Momo, and then 1 on Trey, I believe. So that pain res will buy our killer a bit more time to defend his 4gen. Yeah, I mean, obviously all the survivors are injured. There's plenty of blood on the map. So our killer will just get their power and run right back to hook. If this is Haunt, Haunt is Death Hook, which will push this into a 3v1. Oh. And everybody's here again. Trying to play this Mace Tile. Mace Tile pretty strong against Oni. But instead just opting to break the main building. Worried about this main building generator, but just gonna head back to hook now. And didn't want to pull him off hook, so gonna go down right on top of the hook. I mean, I think more than likely this is just going to be a 4K2 or 4K1. I mean, obviously, the survivors of Petroleum are kind of just having fun at this point. Julian does hit second stage. And Exotic gets picked up off the ground. Oh, I was going to say downs Momo, but misses the flick by about a half an inch. And they are not pulling Julian off that hook. I think they're having a sandbag competition, and Julian lost, so... Trying to go for that flick, doesn't miss it. The question is, will Julian ever get saved here? Oh, and they actually finally pull him. So, that is at least 3 survivors up off the ground. And he just is kind of content leaving Momo to sit there right now. Momo does get picked up. And we have 2 survivors who he can kill now. He can kill Haunt, or he can kill Crankstar Julian. I don't know why I said his full name, but... And going for that same flick on Momo, not going to be able to make it. Gonna slug Exotic out here and go for another down. And Momo just pathing this into the next tile, trying to be unpredictable, but our killer does see that coming, so that will be second stage for Momo. And Exotic being picked up again, still has not been hooked. And I don't think our killer wants to do M1 downs anymore, since they, you know, like I said, the game is already over. I think they just want to have fun. You know, maybe go for some flicks, go for some cool montage moments, but, so that's, you know, they're just walking around grabbing blood right now. Oh no. Oh wait. Not tunneling out Momo. I thought they were gonna hit Momo off the hook and just tunnel him out for fun, but... Actually just taking the hook onto Exotic finally. And looks like that pain res hit this generator right here, maybe? But, or that explosion was probably just a survivor missing his skill check. But... Going back over to 10, see if they can find a survivor. Momo here, forcing a walker. And that is death hook, if I'm correct, on the Momo, so we are getting through this slowly but surely. And, like I said, I do apologize for having to come in here and watch this share screen. I know the audio is so quiet, and all you probably hear is fucking me over the side of the game, which is very unpleasant. But yeah, DBT easy anti-cheese garbage. So. Gonna get that slug onto Ash, and head over here where the eruption has revealed the survivor's aura. The survivor should make this window. Playing these check spots very well, not gonna be going down quite yet. But does hit them to the wall, so that is going to be Haunt down, and probably Haunt dead as well. Yep, going to just pick this up, take the hook. And I think our killer really likes Julian here, because he just keeps looking at him and nodding and walking away. Trying to get the hit through the window. But not able to find it. And now popping his final power. And go ahead and head back right to where he last saw Exotic, and does read the window, so that is going to be the down. And gonna slug it out for the 4K. Yeah, I was gonna say, we do hear him vault with the quick and quiet, but it is not enough. That is going to be the down, so gonna be a 4K2. Obviously, a little bit of trolling going on here, but regardless, Petroleum will just take the overall win here. And yeah, thanks for watching. Thank you for, yeah, like I said, putting up with some of the technical issues that occur sometimes with this game. The last thing I want is to make teams restart. Obviously, most of these teams, it's 10 at night. Most of them have already had a pretty long day, and nobody wants to sit here restarting 3 times over because their spectator can't get the thing. So I hope you guys understand that. But I am not certain. I think there should be more games tomorrow. We're getting down to the last wires of the Dead by Trials right now, of group stage, so should be having probably a few more games tomorrow is my guess. It is Sunday, it's still the weekend still, so we do hope to see you all back here around tomorrow, and yeah, have a good rest of your night, guys. Thank you again.